Hey lovelies, it's Kate. Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. I'm so excited to show you this house. The Sims 4 Werewolves pack is finally out and I decided to create a abandoned house. And I'm just so excited to show you what I've created. You can see how I'm working on a regular boring house, and I built this one in Newcrest. So this was one day before the pack came out, and I did my research on Twitter and asked which lot sizes we will get in the new pack, and I then found out that the biggest lot size will be 50 by 40, and I was just looking for a lot in a different world, same size. I found one in Newcrest and I started to build there. So my idea was to prepare this house here, which is a regular, beautiful, scenic family home, kind of boring in comparison to the finished result. And I built this one day before the pack came out. And then, as soon as the pack came out, I placed this house on a lot of the similar size in the new world, and I then started to turn this into an amazing abandoned house. I wanted this to look so run down. And my idea was to have a beautiful family home. And this is kind of the past of the house. So once it was a beautiful family home, it was really well maintained. They really cared for the garden, the pool, everything. And it just looks so beautiful. So this is kind of a glimpse into the past of this house. This is what it used to be. And then when we jumped to the abandoned version, it just abandoned. The owners just left it behind and it was just left to fall apart. It's really run down. And then the werewolves came and they turned this into their very own lair. So they moved in, they kind of made the best out of it, and they are living in this abandoned house. So this is the before version, and I really had so much fun with this because first I just created this very normal looking house, which is also fun. I mean, I love mansions and stuff, but just the whole process of turning this into a abandoned version was just the best. I did not furnish the beautiful version, if you want to call it that. So this one here, I can still upload this to the gallery if you want to. Like, the abandoned version is completely furnished and finished, and you can grab it and let your werewolves move in. But if you want to have this version here, this is not furnished. You kind of saw this at the very beginning, maybe, like when you look into the windows, when you kind of peek into the inside, you see that there is no furniture at all on the inside, just a sauna. Like, for some reason I started to furnish a little bit and I built a sauna and also a very small indoor pool on the right side where you saw the glass roof, and I left it this way and just used a different watercolor, so it looks like there's just some dirt on the water surface, like really dark green water, lots of moss and I don't know what, algae. So it's like really not looking that beautiful, and I just had so much fun with this. Like, really, this is one of my favorite projects ever. Like, destroying this house essentially was the best thing ever. I had so much fun. And also shout out to Inky, who is an amazing Sims creator. He's on my Discord. Like, this is how we kind of met, and he had the idea that I would build a typical KateEmerald mansion and that I would turn it into a rundown version. So I'm going to put Inky's gallery ID into the description box so you can check out Inky's work. And he also helped me yesterday when I was like showing him some pictures, and he was giving me some advice, like using the puddles from Strangerville, for example, which was also very helpful. I feel like when you build a house like this, it's like a completely new experience, like when you have never done this before. But here at this point, we're still at the point where I'm just building this more scenic and beautiful house, I guess, like, but very soon we are going to take a look at how I'm destroying this and how I turn this into a complete mess. I totally wanted to have a pool in the center, not only because a pool is always beautiful and kind of a must for a mansion in my opinion. Like, for a beautiful, really luxurious Sims mansions, you just need a pool, but I also wanted to have the empty pool, which is supposed to be like the eye catcher a little bit. And I hope that it's not too boring that I just included the beautiful version, the before version. But I just realized if I don't do that, you would just see how I'm redecorating and not how I'm creating the house itself, like how I created the shape and the trellis and all that stuff. Like, it's very simple. I just used some platforms here and there. For the trellis, I used some half wards, and I wanted this to be as bright as possible to have this contrast. So I used lots of white, like for the trellis, for example, also for the walls. Like, I really wanted to have something that's so bright that I can create this beautiful contrast. And I'm just so hyped. Like, I have to say, sometimes they announced a pack and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like Island Living, for example. And when it came out, I was so hyped, and I was hyped beforehand, and I built so much. I mean, I have an Island Living playlist on this channel, and it's like the biggest one, like right after residential lots. I've created so many Island Living builds, and I was just so obsessed. But here with this pack, I was excited for new content, but I was kind of hesitant because I thought, okay, this is not like my usual style. I don't know if I can pull this off. Like something that's like really run down, creepy, werewolf style. I don't know. And I was like hesitant yet excited. And now I have to say, this is like the most fun release in the longest time. Like, I enjoy this so much. I feel so inspired, and I just have the next idea ready already. I mean, this idea is from Inky, but I've developed a nice idea for the next video now. And I'm just so excited to just keep building right after publishing this video. I'm going to build the next one. And yeah, I would like to hear from you. Do you enjoy the new pack? Did you get it? Will you buy it? What do you think? Like, also now that you've seen more from the pack, what do you think? How do you feel about the pack? And now the mood changes. We are in the new world of the werewolf pack, and at this point the build was like completely finished, and now I'm just destroying it. I'm changing the wallpaper here. We got a couple of new wallpapers in this pack in different colors, and this is just perfect to create a really rundown house. And I just thought that I will change the wall color, and some aspects are probably not 100% realistic. Like, when you think of the before wallpaper, would it really look this way exactly after like it's kind of abandoned and broken down and stuff? But I just made the best out of it. And what I just did here was I removed the pool and I built a basement in the exact same spot. And this way it looks empty, like an empty pool. So the water is long gone, and I just placed lots of trash, different things on the inside. This is a debug object, some type of moss. I placed it in different areas because I also wanted this to be quite overgrown. I used to watch these documentaries where they were telling you what would happen if humans were gone. And everything, like nature would take over, everything would be completely overgrown. The pyramids are what will last the longest and all that stuff. I used to love these documentaries. They were like so hyped for a while, like a couple of years back. However, I just wanted to like really have a overgrown feel, because we have these very well maintained hedges and they just completely explode and are overgrown kind of. No one trims them, no one maintains the gardens, so everything will be overgrown. I then placed some wall decorations. It's like some scratches, just some werewolf stuff, I guess. And I just really wanted to capture this vibe of something that is like really abandoned, and I removed some of these awnings that I had created using the Moschino wall dividers. So my idea is that some of them just fell off or they are broken, and I then started to destroy the tennis court. I used these scratches and all that and cracks in the ground from the pack. I then used some grass because once again it's overgrown. I used this fireplace from the new pack, so it looks like people have been just hanging out there having a party and stuff, and I really tried to have lots of details. Also, this tunnel thingy doesn't make a lot of sense for the pool, but it looks so cool that I just had to do that. I also decided to remove most of the trees that I had initially placed, and in place of the normal trees that I had placed before, I just placed trees from the vampires pack, as you will see. So it just makes sense that there's still a tree in the same spot, but it's like dead essentially. It has no leaves, it's just completely dead, and I think it's perfect for this type of style. Like you can see it here, it's like, it also, just like the house, its best days are over and behind it. And then started to work on the roof. I wanted to remove a part of the roof so it looks like the roof collapsed in an area. I couldn't use the 2 mod here at this point because right after the pack came out, the 2 mod was broken for a couple of hours. So I just had to raise this by pressing 9, the good old days and ways. Kind of confusing. I really had to get used to it again. So I just wanted to have the look of a collapsed roof. I also decided to replace most of the fences with this beautiful rundown fence from the new pack. My idea was to just have this look, and it does make a lot of sense, as I said earlier, for some objects that they would turn out to look exactly this way, but I just decided to replace the fences with this fence so it really has this vibe. I just tried to scatter some of the furniture, and this is what you see, lots of abandoned houses and gardens. Like most of the stuff is still there, like most of the stuff that hasn't been stolen yet, but it's just scattered, laying on the ground, laying on the side, a bit destroyed. So I tried to do the same thing when it came to the chairs and the table. At first I just rearranged them, as you can see here, like someone took the chair and put it into the hot tub, but I then decided to use the new table and chairs from the new pack, so they just have a different look now. This sofa, this really luxurious sofa, is just gone, and I used a sofa from the new pack. And here at this point, tool was finally updated because my initial plan from the get-go was to have a debug car that I would rotate and that I would place in the pool. So it looks like some people had lots of really crazy fun there, and I just wanted to have the car. Like, this was my first main idea. I then used these debug wood planks to have them in front of the windows. I think this is really essential for a really rundown, abandoned look, and I just placed lots of them. This was also something that I wanted to use tool for, and I was hoping that it would be updated quickly, and it was updated so quick. As always, Twisted Maxi is just putting all the work and love in. He was so quick with this, and I'm just so grateful. So after a couple of hours, or I don't know, 1 or 2 hours or something, it was so quick. I updated tool, and then I started to rotate the wood planks and also the car. And I had this very modern layout, like the whole house, the interior, the windows, and I then just started to replace these very modern windows, mostly with the doorways from the new pack, as you can see here. Again, it's not 100% realistic that this glass window will turn into this. My idea was that the glass is just completely gone and only like a part of the wall is left. Maybe even the frame is gone. So it's just a completely different look. I then wanted to open up the ceiling. So the ceiling, or the floor, in this room has collapsed just as the roof earlier. So I really wanted to have this vibe where it's like it's completely destroyed, and I placed some like different debug objects on there, these wood planks and stuff, and I just wanted to have this vibe. So the house is quite big, but most of it is abandoned or destroyed. So there isn't like furniture everywhere. It's like, it's one room, for example, at the very bottom is completely overgrown. A wall is gone. I placed lots of bushes in there. Also, there's a funny bush, which is a toilet, and we had one in, I think, Get Together, but this one looks like more realistic, like a regular bush. I think the other one looked, I don't know, for some reason it looked fake to me, like plastic. I like the textures of this new bush much more. It looks very realistic, really amazing. And I love this. And this is the interior. The light is weird because I had to close a wall off, and I only realized this after almost finishing this room. This is why there's outdoor light, but I fixed this, so everything is fully closed. I just opened up so many rooms and ceilings and roofs and stuff that at some point I didn't really realize what was going on anymore. And I wanted to have the interior just as trashy and just like trash everywhere and just random as the exterior. So there's anything your Sims might need, including the TV and stuff, but it looks like really, really bad. And I really wanted this to look just as bad as the exterior, so it's like a bit more realistic. I also placed the new telescope on the outside randomly, so if your Sims want to stargaze in this mess, they can totally do that. And yeah, this is like super random. I mean, we saw so many houses like from other Simmers or one in the trailer, and you can definitely use this style and make this into a really like more or less well-maintained house, so it looks like a bit run down, but it still looks really well maintained kind of. But here I was going for the super random look. Like there isn't a lot of furniture, there's a lot of trash and just different things everywhere. Just so like, just think of the owners moving out and then people just move in and they bring just different things, or maybe some pieces of furniture were left, so I didn't want to have a complete interior there. I wanted this to be a bit more random and like really abandoned, empty, and like not a beautiful house at all. And this was kind of the fun thing about this. I've never created anything like this. I really tried to make a house as perfect and polished as possible. Like sometimes I don't like that there are like two different floor types meeting, and I used the lighting stripe from Spa Day to make it extra perfect. Everything is just so well thought out, and this was just so different, and I just had the best time. Like I placed so many random things everywhere. Like I also took a look at debug, and I just like especially when I decorated the exterior, I placed so many objects everywhere randomly, and then I tried to make sense of it and moved some stuff around or removed it, but it was the best thing. I'm really enjoying this pack, and yeah, as I said, I would like to hear from you if you like the pack and what you've created. What are your plans? I think it's really fun. I cannot say a lot about gameplay and the werewolves themselves. I have no idea about that. I just built with this pack, but I really enjoyed the building process. I had the best time, and if you are into this type of look, or if you are generally into werewolves, or if you maybe want to have like a different vibe for storytelling purposes, for example, then this pack it's just really amazing. It just gives you more options when it comes to build mode, and it's amazing. And yeah, this is it. Here you can see lots of screenshots. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I had the best time creating this, and I will be back with another werewolves video soon, and you can grab this from the gallery. I'm going to upload both versions, so the beautiful version is unfurnished and the abandoned version is furnished. I'm going to upload both of them. My ID is KateEmerald. You can also grab the trade files from my Patreon, and speaking of which, it's time to thank my wonderful Emerald Patreons. A big thank you to Anna, Asia, Emma Barnes, Lisa Martin, Miku GDJ, Situated Spark, Shanna McClam, Talena Lynn, Stephen, and Tina Turner. Thank you so much for your huge support. A big thank you to all my other Patreons. Thank you to anyone who watches my videos and supports me. I love you all so much. I hope you will have the best day, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye bye.